Hello, beautiful, amazing, fantastic world, and you, beautiful, beautiful individual you. Today, I would like to speak about attentive, spiritual listening and observation. Our spirit, which is behind both our eyes, our ears, our senses, our thoughts, our emotions. When we are meditating and staying in the present moment, by setting intentions and a space to be able to unfold and also to understand one's own inner being, is an invaluable ability. To be able to thoroughly and wholeheartedly listen to another human being, to an animal, to a plant, and to truly, immerse yourself through imagination. For if we go and observe through inertia, that means passively observing, we come into the atomic world. But if we are to truly understand the form shaping, the moving, the ever guiding and willful principles of the outer materialistic, physical, visible realm, we need to have imagination and inspiration playing within our own inner being. So when we observe outwards, we do not stop, or we do stop before we reach inertia, before we reach the atomic, automatic world we have been inculcated with, and use our imagination to enliven and to spiritualize and to truly get a glimpse and a feel of what it is that is working behind the veil. Imagination and inspiration. Imagination is us actively using our creative faculties in our thinking being to cultivate and to awaken the living forces behind everything. Inspiration comes when we have immersed ourselves and trained and practiced enough so that the higher realms can meet us in that imagination through feeling. Of course, it requires us to set the intention and to be conscious in this practice and endeavor to truly get to understand the spiritual behind everything. Imagination is indispensable in this. Imagination is not just fantasy, it is realities. And to be able to truly differentiate what is abstract notions and wishes and what is truly the real spiritual forces behind everything is what we are training and practicing for. And when you have awakened imagination within you, you can observe any, and I mean any area in life and get a certain understanding and comprehension of it. Be it the material, be it the logical, the conceptual, the symbolic, anything. The emotional, the willful. So, it is also about the interest in all of this. How willing are we to truly listen within our own inner being and to find out what is our inner faculty for perception? Perception is so much more than only our senses and logic and concepts and reason alone. We also do have living spiritual faculties or forces that only human beings have. But they are not anymore given to us from higher realms so that we are born with it. It has to be cultivated, grown, and unfolded within us with this, from the seed forms and latent faculties we do have. It is like cultivating a plant slowly and steadily, with love and dignity, with morality and values. For if we do not have any values and morality and standards with what we do, we would easily fall into the temptation of misusing these abilities, and hence you are dragging them down below the mud, down into the darkness. If you want to become conscious there and live in such a world, that is everyone's free choice, really. But I would not recommend it. I would recommend you lifting up your personality and individuality with your inner faculties of power for love, to reach beyond the threshold with compassion. When you truly do, you can meet any human being in the middle. You can be observant and be creative. You can ask them questions that allows for a creative atmosphere that makes both feel safe, but it is all about having that dignity, that integrity to truly wish good and love for that other human being, for that other individual, and knowing that we are two egos sitting there. And when I say ego, I mean your creative center. Without that, you would be no one, you would be nothing. You that watches through your eyes, listening through your ears, the spirit, the ego, is what is perceiving behind our organ of perception that is called this body. And to cultivate it, to train it, to be able to truly see the many layers on this planet and in the cosmos and in the fixed stars and in the moving planets, is our responsibility if we are to truly become human. Our ego is what differentiates us from animals, and we are not animals. We are human beings, or potential human beings. Some people like to live like animals, and what can we do about that? It is a choice. But to truly have that spiritual, inner, listening, observing, and intelligent faculties for love, morality, is what we truly have as strengths as human beings, you know? So to find out who you are and what your strengths are and what your flaws are, for when we acknowledge our flaws and our weaknesses and know them, we become stronger because we can adjust and be flexible in our being. And knowing that there are certain things we are just bad at, and there are other things that we are immeasurably strong at. There is no wrong or right answer there. It is all about finding out. And when you find out, you will come to understand that, yeah, where you are good at is necessary and needed in this world. Because creativity stimulates your human being. Your ability to create, but not only abstractions, not only vague, hazy concepts that cannot truly be understood, but concrete, perceiving, comprehensible realities behind it all. And that is why we study and practice spiritual science. And through the Christ we can stay strong in our love, in the healing forces that allows for these things. So by holding to them, because it's much, much more difficult to hold on to the love, to hold on to the warmth, than it is to let go of it and just say, fuck it. Don't do that. That is giving up. But by you staying strong within this warm, compassionate heart of yours, meeting human beings and listening, you will be surprised over what you will learn in this lifetime. The experiences that you learn from others, that reflects within you, that mirrors back certain parts of yourself, and also you mirroring to them certain parts of themselves. These experiences are indispensable. They are irreplaceable in the endeavor to truly grow as human beings. So, being creative, having creative stimuli, study and practicing, going out and exploring and experiencing. Of course, after your own strengths and after what you can muster. Of course, we all have a variation and degrees of what we can handle. And it is up to us to be flexible within it, to see who we are, to truly find out. And that is what I will leave you with today. I thought I will just put out a little short video, and it was a little hard to find a topic today, but I think this will do. May Father, Holy Spirit, Christ, Michael, angel masters of old, ancestors from every incarnation, bless, protect, guide, and love you, and may you awaken and redeem your soul and spirit, and cleanse and purify, and ennoble your inner morality and goodness, so that we can help and be inspirational, without forcing, without dogma, without being, without being a rock, but truly being flexible, flowing like water. So, love you. Thank you so much. Goodbye.